Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Donovan, and today I want to share with you some of what I would argue are the best Apple AirPod alternatives available for under $100. So, a couple things I wanted to put as limitations on this video. Number one, I wanted to pick all earbuds that look or have a similar design to the Apple AirPods. So notice that all of them have the same kind of stem design as the Apple AirPods. So that was the first thing. The second thing is I wanted to pick all ones that are available for under $100. So each one of these that we're going to take a look at today are available for less than $100, except of course the Apple AirPods. So these are $160. And another thing I want to mention, because for some reason a lot of people don't know this yet, but every single one of these will work with Android and iOS devices. So as long as you have a smartphone that has Bluetooth, these will work with your device. So a lot of people don't know that, and especially the AirPods, a lot of people think they only work with Apple devices. That's not true. They work better with Apple devices, but they do work quite well with Android devices as well. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about price points and also what we're actually looking at. So number one over here, these are the i10 TWS. These are basically AirPod clones. They look and feel exactly like the Apple AirPods. There are definitely differences, but these are available for $40 to $50. So I'll leave links down in the description for every single one of these, so you can check those out down below. Over here we have the Anker Soundcore Liberty Airs, a super long name, but these are available right now for $80, and you can pick them up on Amazon, Best Buy. I actually bought these directly at Walmart, so yeah, you can get them at Walmart. Over here, these are the TicPods. These are from Mobvoi. They're actually called the TicPods Free. They were regularly $130, but right now they're $100, so that's why I included them in this list. Now these are also available in white and navy, so if you don't like the orange or red color that I have there, they're available in other colors as well. And then over here, these are the TrebLab X5s. These are probably some of the most popular true wireless earbuds and probably the most popular AirPod alternative. These are available right now for $80, which is the regular price since they've come out. They're absolutely fantastic. So with that being said, we've got the price out of the way. These are the names. Now let's go ahead and talk about the fit and feel. All right, so when it comes to fit and feel, I know there's a lot of people out there that do not like the Apple AirPods simply because they do not fit in their ears or they don't stay in their ears properly. But for me personally, I actually don't have any issue with that at all. They sit in my ears, no problem. They're super light, so you barely even notice they're there. And I really like them. I've never really had any issues with them falling out of my ears. So obviously, if the AirPods won't work for you in terms of fit and feel, then definitely these will not work for you as well, because like I said, these are identical one-to-one clones in terms of the design. Now, if I had to pick one pair of true wireless earbuds that are my favorite to wear in terms of fit and feel, that would be the TicPods Free. And that's simply because they just fit in my ear nicely. I don't ever have to worry about them falling out, and I really like these. Now, unfortunately, this is really strange, but if you look at the design of the Anker Soundcore Liberty Airs, they actually have a very similar design to the TicPods, but these I cannot keep in my ears. It doesn't matter what size silicone tip I use. They just don't stay in my ears while I'm trying to do a workout. If I'm just sitting around reading a book or listening to a movie or whatever, they're fine, but for some reason they fall out when I'm trying to work out. The TicPods don't have that issue, so those are fantastic. And then in the middle of the road, the TrebLabs. The only reason why these are a little bit lower in terms of fit and feel is they're just heavier, so you notice them, and that's because they have a larger battery, which we'll talk about in a moment. All right, so probably one of the most important things when it comes to true wireless earbuds, or any earbuds for that matter, is the sound quality. So if I had to pick a single pair of true wireless earbuds that have the best sound quality, especially from this list, it would definitely be the TrebLab X5s. Absolutely fantastic sound quality. When I reviewed these, I gave them like a 9.5 out of 10 when it comes to sound quality. Good amount of bass. They get very loud. No problems there whatsoever. Very clean, crisp sound. I like them a lot. Those are like a 9.5 out of 10. Over here, the Anker Soundcore Liberty Airs would probably be my second favorite. They have absolutely fantastic sound as well. Very similar to the X5s, but not quite as full of a sound as what you get with the X5s. So I'd give these like a 9.2 out of 10. And then down here, the Apple AirPods, I'd give like an 8.5. The TicPods like an 8. They're just not as full of a sound as what you get with either of these three, but still they sound quite good. And then over here, the i10 TWS, still they're not terrible. They actually sound pretty decent. I'd give these like a maybe 7.5 out of 10, or maybe even a 7 out of 10. Still pretty decent, honestly, for the price point. I think they sound quite good. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about battery life because that's going to be really important when it comes to true wireless earbuds. And for that, I'm going to give kind of a tie between the Treblab X5s and the Apple AirPods. So the Treblab X5s actually get better battery life. So you get 6 hours of battery life and a total of 30 once you include this case. However, they don't fast charge like you get with the Apple AirPods. So the Apple AirPods only get 5 hours of battery life and a total of 25 when you include the case, but they fast charge. So these can get a full charge in about 15 minutes, whereas the Treblabs, it's more like an hour and 15 minutes. So definitely much faster charging with the Apple AirPods, and that's why they probably have the best battery life in my opinion, even though they don't necessarily get as good a battery life as the X5s. Now these two up here, the Anker Soundcore Liberty Airs, they get about 5 hours of battery life on a single charge and an extra 3 charges with a case. So you're looking at about 20 hours of battery life total there. With the TicPods, more like 4.5, and then also 4 charges, so about 18 hours of total battery life with the TicPods. And then definitely without any question, these are definitely the worst when it comes to battery life because you get about 2.5 to 3 hours of battery life here with the i10 TWSs, and then also only about 2 or 3 charges, so a total of like 9 hours. So all 4 of these I would say are great for battery life, the Apple AirPods obviously being the best, and the Treblabs being second there. But then over here, the i10 TWS just are flat out not great when it comes to battery life. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the connectivity and lag that you experience on all these true wireless earbuds. So let me just mention here that these 3 right here, so the TicPods Free, the Anker Soundcore Liberty Airs, and the Apple AirPods, they're a 10 out of 10 when it comes to both of those areas. So no video lag at all, meaning the sound and the video of any video that you're watching lines up perfectly. So no issues there. Also, no issues with connectivity both to your device that you're listening on and then also between the 2 earbuds. Now, the Apple AirPods definitely have the best connectivity. You can get like 50 meters away from your iPhone and still have them connected, which is amazing. But over here with these two, similar, you're not going to get as far away from your device, but they still have very great connectivity. Now, in terms of the worst, I'd say actually, unfortunately, the Treblab X5s have the worst connectivity out of all of them that you see here. And the reason I say that is because on occasion they will disconnect from each other. So it's a little bit of a frustration, enough that I want to mention it, but it's not terrible. It's far better than what older true wireless earbuds used to be, but it does happen, so I want to mention that in case you're thinking about picking them up. The i10 TWS, they don't actually have any issue with connectivity, really. Honestly, they're quite good when it comes to connectivity, but there is going to be some slight video lag. If you're watching things like YouTube and Netflix, you'll experience just a slight delay between the video and the sound that you're hearing. So just something to keep in mind if you're considering picking any of these up. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about call quality because believe it or not, some people like to make calls on their earbuds. So there are 3 pairs here that I would actually say are absolutely fantastic when it comes to phone calls. That is, of course, the Apple AirPods, really great for phone calls. The TicPods Free are phenomenal for phone calls, and same thing with the Anker Soundcore Liberty Airs. Honestly, if you're on any one of these 3, the person on the other end really won't think you're on anything other than being on your cell phone. They won't hear a whole lot of background noise, so great. All 3 of these are fantastic when it comes to phone call quality. The i10 TWS are definitely the worst. I'd give them maybe like a 6 or 7 out of 10. They work, but it's not necessarily the greatest sound going either to the other person and coming in. So they're fine, and they actually block out a decent amount of noise, but they're not amazing. And the Treblab X5s are pretty darn good. They're not as good as these 3. The issue with the Treblab X5s is they don't have the kind of noise isolation that these 3 have when it comes to phone calls, meaning the person on the other end is going to hear a little bit more background noise on the Treblab X5s than they would on any of the other 4. But they still work well. The person on the other end can hear me. They're just going to hear other things around me going on. All right, so the next area I want to talk about are the controls and features you get with each one of these earbuds, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out here. The 2 that are the worst, in my opinion, are these 2 right here, so the Anker Soundcore Liberty Airs and the i10 TWSs, because they both basically have just a single little touchpad over here. So this one has that little pinhole, which I'm not sure if you can see it. There it is. That little pinhole right there, that is your touchpad. And it allows you to track forward, track backward, play, pause, things like that. Same thing here, except here it's not really like a touchpad, or really it's just a touchpad. That whole little section right there is your touch location. With the Apple AirPods, if you pull one out of your ear, that's going to play pause. You also get the touchpad for dialing up Siri, and with Siri you can control volume, but then also you can double tap for track forward and track backward as well. So that is an option, but still very limited when it comes to the AirPods. The TrebLab X5s are probably the next step up. So these have actual physical buttons. So you can see track forward, track backward on that earbud. And then over here on this earbud, you can see that has a volume rocker, so volume up and volume down. You don't have play pause, so that's my only complaint there with the TrebLab X5s. And the TicPods definitely take the win when it comes to controls and features because they have track forward, track backward. They also have play pause, so these have in-ear detection just like what you get with the Apple AirPods. So you just pull one out of your ear, it automatically pauses whatever you're listening to. And then also this stem, I love this, but you can control the volume by swiping up and swiping down on the stem of either earbud. So that is awesome. And so when it comes to controls and features, I think the TicPod Free take the win on that category. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and share with you what I think are the best Apple AirPod alternatives. Now, it could be different for you depending on what you need or what you're looking for. However, for me personally, I just think that the TicPods Free are the best. Now, the single area where I'd say these aren't as good as some of the other ones here is when it comes to sound quality. They're still quite good, but they're not the best when it comes to sound quality because, like I said, these three right here beat it in sound quality. But in every other way, the TicPods Free are absolutely fantastic, and even the sound quality is quite good. So for me personally, the TicPods Free are the best Apple AirPod alternative. Again, we're talking about ones that are under $100, and then also ones that look like or have a similar design to the Apple AirPods. There certainly are other options out there, and if you're willing to spend it, the Jabra Elite Active 65Ts probably are, in my opinion, the best true wireless earbud available on the market, but I digress. So, thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.